Oh man, we on here. Are you ready for a random late night, Sunday night Firm podcast? Normally on Saturday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Firm 365, 24/7 on YouTube and on Facebook. And at the Firm 365 on YouTube. You can follow us and you can join our social media platforms on Instagram and on TikTok. But tonight, at a special time, coming to you live and in color, we're talking about something that's on our minds and we can't wait another week to talk about it. So if you're ready with your hosts, Flavius and Ulysses, tonight on the Firm Podcast, fellowship in a righteous manner with us as we go live, talking about that old elusive, that old apprehensive, that old defensive, cold feet people be getting. What up, world? It is the Firm. It's April. The last day of April, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is. So welcome to a episode of the Firm Podcast. We're on tonight because we just are going to be on. There was a call in order. There was a need for fellowship. Tonight.
Something we got to talk
about. We're going to talk about some things that are affecting a lot of people out there. But before we get into all of that, let's meet and greet. Let's, share the page. You know what I mean? Let's tell somebody that we're on, that we're getting ready to get started. Y'all already know what it is. So without further ado, Ulysses, my favorite co-host. How you doing, sir? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. Feeling good. I love how we can just be spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can just be spontaneous about certain things, certain topics, certain whatever the case is. But if anybody is live joining us, go ahead and hit that comment button. Let us know that you are with us on this journey.
We know it ain't 6 p.m., but we here.
We are here.
Yeah, the people that watch after the fact ain't gonna know we didn't come on at 6.
No, you know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is, But I love the being spontaneous. I love the you know what, man? We're talking about this. Let's go ahead and just throw it out there. Let's just be honest about certain things. Let's be honest about stuff that I think the majority of us deal with in some shape, form, or fashion. So we here for it. Because one of the things that we talk about on the Firm Podcast is, y'all, there is nothing off the table.
And with that being said, before you go too far, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
You doing all right? You feeling good?
Man.
How was your Sunday? How's your weekend been?
Man, my weekend's been relaxing. I spent pretty much all weekend long just resting and recovering. You know what I'm saying? I got a week coming up that, you got it. It is what it is. We all know the beginning of the work week is always going to be tough. We all know, we just don't know what Monday is going to bring to the table. So we're just mentally preparing ourselves for, as they say, hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Yes, sir.
So, but it was a quiet weekend as far as work was concerned.
Okay.
So I'm definitely happy about that. But I did a lot of traveling this past week, a lot of driving. So the weekend was just time for us just to relax. Time for us to just breathe.
Yes, sir.
And so jumping in to Monday is going to be like just a beautiful downhill slope. You know what I'm saying? People always talking about the uphill climb, but listen, y'all, when you feel good, when you at the top of the mountain in your life, then it's like any downhill situation, who you are in God, the relationship you have with Him, don't matter the circumstance. You just flow down. Slow down the hill. So I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. I almost broke down in the song, but I'm not gonna do it. But yourself, man, how are you feeling this weekend?
Bruh, I'm good. I'm relaxed. I'm chilling. I'm excited. Y'all, we just got finished shooting some stuff before we got on here, so we still kind of in, shoot mode. But y'all here now, so we can relax. We can just talk to y'all. Dropping bars, you know what I mean? We was freestyling. You'll hear it later, you know what I'm saying, in the game. But feeling good, man. Had a beautiful conversation with my baby girl today, and there's just been a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to families. Sometimes things aren't always as wonderful and as beautiful as you want them to be. And you can find yourself real angry at God. I'm not accepting reality, which is what the show we just talked about yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Being stuck in that imaginary reality, but accepting reality helped me go into my prayer closet and discuss what's truly on my heart, and being transparent and not trying to doctor up my conversation to persuade God like we in court. If I argue my point well enough, he'll come on in for me, you know what I'm saying? Be there for me. But just be transparent, knowing that he feel us, you know what I'm saying? That compassion is, he feels how we feel. And I'm not even saying like, oh, he felt, it's like he feels your pain in you. You know what I'm saying? He feel it. So after a long period of time, man, to be where we are, the love that flows, because you never want something that is out of your children's control to affect them negatively for life. Man, it's a process that you got to go through sometimes. Sometimes things are just out of your control. And the children sometimes become victimized by design and spitefulness and stuff like that. But I'm just glad that in this situation, the love is got the right of way. And that's the God that I serve. You know what I'm saying? When things seem impossible, he says they possible. You know what I'm saying? When they go low, God takes us higher. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, that's it, bro. I'm ready to get into this topic, man. We might not even be here as long as normal, but we're going to be here long enough. Y'all already know what it is. This fellowship, this podcast is about getting together. It's not about what Jesus would do. It's about what would Jesus think. It's about what should the body be focused on? What should your mind be focused on? And you may not be all the way in. You may be on the outside looking in. Or maybe you're on the inside with an outside attitude, or, you know what I'm saying, identification. Either way, the more iron sharpens iron, the more sharper we'll get. And that's why we're here tonight. And that's why we're going to talk about the subject that we're talking about tonight. So without
Which
further... Which is, y'all going to find out here in a minute.
Oh, love the suspense.
It's getting colder already.
Whew.
What up, world? It's the F.I.R.M.
Welcome to the F.I.R.M. Mature audiences only. What are we talking about? What does that really mean?
You heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? We trying to keep people of faith out.
dropping them bars, y'all. So make sure you subscribe and follow the page. What y'all waiting on?
We want to see what you got to say while we're live.
From politics
We got some BBLs in the church.
to relationships. Y'all ain't ready for this conversation. Join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube at The Firm 365 24/7. You don't want to miss it.
Yes, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to fellowship, man.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody doing? Watching live. We appreciate y'all. The subject, the topic, the reason why we're here tonight is because we're gonna talk about something that, you know, I don't know if you've dealt with it. I know I have.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you're having a lovely night tonight too. A minute. Shout out to everybody that's standing firm in faith, standing firm in hope, standing firm in belief. Stay firm out there. You listen, man. Have you ever dealt with cold feet, man? What is cold feet? You know what I'm saying?
You know, by definition, cold feet is the apprehension. You know, you always got to start with a big word when you use something. The definition is the apprehension or doubt. The apprehension or doubt strong enough to prevent a planned course of action.
Understanding is key.
So
it's an apprehensiveness, it's an apprehension, or what was the other big word? Doubt. Man.
Big word.
Apprehension, doubt alone. In something that what?
That is strong enough to prevent, strong enough to get you to change them. Like, I am going to head in this direction. I'm going to marry so-and-so. You hear that a lot, especially when it comes to relationships. It was the wedding day, and the groom got cold feet. It was the wedding day, and the bride got cold feet, and they never
at the altar.
Got left at the altar. Their apprehension or doubt was strong enough to get them to change their mind.
So even to qualify to have cold feet, you have to already have your mind made up about something. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you've already made your mind up about something. You've already settled on a course of action. You're taking action in that area, or, you know, acting out on that decision, and something happens that is so strong that it changes your own mind. I mean, you totally convinced. You like, this is it. This is what it's gonna be. And something happens that's so strong that it changes that course. What causes apprehension?
What causes apprehension? That's a very, very good question. Let's define that word.
What are you?
Apprehension.
Yeah.
It's the anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. The apprehension or fear that something will happen. I don't know, Flav, for a minute there. So cold feet.
I thought you were gonna continue the way you was.
Yeah.
Pausing in the long pause in the word.
Yes, because because for that second there, it looked like you were frozen. So I didn't know if you was even with us anymore. But the apprehension is the anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. So when you look at it if you look at the whole aspect of cold feet, and it's, for lack of better words, you can say cold feet is the anxiety or fear or doubt. The anxiety or fear of something bad is going to happen, or doubt in a relationship strong enough to prevent you from that committed thing that you was talking about. I'm
Yeah, I was.
committed to this.
We was gonna go from. That's why I want to do the apprehension, and then we was gonna do the doubt. I don't want to mix them yet.
Perfect.
But the apprehension has to do with fear.
Right. Now, I think everybody has been at that point.
Hmm.
I don't think there's not one person out there who hasn't dealt with some type of anxiety or fear when it comes to a relationship, especially when you've had bad experiences.
But it's a difference between a fear that stops you in your tracks versus a fear that makes you do a 180. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, there's a lot of people. I don't want people to get. There's a lot of people who think what cold feet is just moving slow, proceeding with caution,
mm,
stepping. But that would imply that you're still going in the same direction that you intended to go in. Some things
mm,
can be so scary to you, so anxiety producing that they stop you in your tracks. And a lot of times, the people are real good at encouraging you. Sometimes you just got to stand still and wait on God. But what happens when the fear is so great, it don't just stop you in the tracks. It causes you to turn around and go a whole another direction. Like, what level of fear makes you rethink?
mm. What level of fear? Not just fear, but what level?
Hmm,
Oh man, like
it's got to be like,
it's got to be
I don't know.
something. I mean, here's when it comes to relationships as an example,
Hmm.
like not only are you dealing with the dynamics of a relationship, but I'm also bringing in certain issues about myself
Hmm.
into that relationship. If if I'm struggling, if I have an issue with depression, if I have an issue with some level of anxiety as it is,
Hmm.
then whatever it is that I'm bringing into that relationship
Hmm.
is is already going to be something that you're going to have to work out. But now you're dealing with the added apprehension, the
Right.
added anxiety, the added
Hmm.
fear of what may happen
And
to a relationship.
don't let somebody that you with match that energy. You know what I'm saying? You over
Oh,
there fearful, then they show you a little break in their armor, and where they get fearful too, you're like, "Yep, see, I knew it. You knew it. I knew it." That's confirmation. We're both scared. We just we're
but
both hurt. We're both paranoid. We're both
yeah, yeah.
don't want to go through what we went through before. We both have been here down this road before. We've seen this before. We know where this. And when you get that reciprocation, the apprehension is, when two are apprehensive, I think definitely that's one of the things that could lead to a full turnaround. Last thing you want when you're in the middle of what you say fear is false evidence appearing real. The last thing you want when you're battling the thoughts in your mind, what is appearing to you as real. The last thing you want is something that you're supposed to be holding on to, an anchor in life, an anchor of strength. Somebody on the other side saying this relationship can make it through this storm. The last thing you want is for them to be like, I don't know if we're going to make this because I'm scared too.
Mm. So does apprehension, can that cause somebody to not fight for the relationship?
Ooh, good
Because
question.
it's like I've been here before.
Hmm.
It didn't work out well.
Right.
So my my level of fighting for a relationship to keep a relationship may not be where it needs to be because my apprehension is keeping me from fighting for a relationship.
Definitely. Definitely. You know, the Bible says that a double minded man is unstable in all his ways. So at the end of the day, when you have two thoughts that can't coexist, when you have competing, you know, perceptions in your mind, then by design, you know, it'll cause you to, like you said, react and respond that way. Like, I'm not going to give it 100% because I'm not even sure if what I'm fighting for is worth that.
Mm,
And when you think something is worth less than what you thought before, when it's devalued because of experience, because of betrayal, because of disappointment, you name it, when it gets devalued, and it's hard to give 100% to something that you feel like is worth 50.
yeah.
And most people feel like they're not giving once they get that apprehension, that's maybe 10, 15, 20%. Then on top of that, another person's apprehension confirming yours pushes it back. It's like, how can you, by default, you would be fighting less than what you would. You couldn't say that you're giving it your all, even though a lot of people say that.
Yeah, if you're honest with yourself, you
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, I'm not saying that some people don't give it 100, they don't give it their all, but I'm just saying a lot of those same people who say they're giving it their all, when it's over 2, 3 months down the line, they start talking like, man, I already knew it. I was just, I was just trying to give them a chance.
Mm,
I was just trying to see if they would just, but I already had tapped out months ago. So it's like you stopped giving 100% before it was over, let alone being able to give
that's
more to
good.
keep it.
That's good. That's good
What y'all
because
think in the comment section?
yeah, let us know how y'all feel about that. But
Amanda over there fighting waves on the sea, and we're fighting waves in cold feet. No, I was playing. Go ahead.
you, yeah,
Praying your
yeah,
safety.
right. Wendy out there while she's on a big old 20-ton cruise ship, just enjoying
Yeah.
life. But but no, like the the apprehension, man. Like looking back in my life, I can see certain situations where it's like I could have given more in a certain area, right? I
Mm,
could have I could have allowed more people into my life or whatever the case is because my experience, my apprehension
mm-hmm.
has brought a level of fear that I cannot allow you to come as close to me as I want you to because my history, my experiences show, Flav, that I may hurt you, that I may do something to you that will hurt you.
Mm.
I've had, I'm not a perfect person, right? There is no perfect relationship, as they say. So it's like I may do something to disappoint you. And the last thing that I want to do is disappoint you.
Mm.
So let me not fully commit to this thing. Let
Mm.
me tell you, hey, I can't right now versus I want to, but I'm afraid that I'm going to hurt you
Mm.
because my experiences, whether it's big or whether it's little, I you hurt me when you did X, Y, and Z. And so now I have this apprehension, this fear of hurting people.
Yeah. Mm.
And it's like so I don't not realizing that if you're going to fully commit to if you're going to love somebody, there's going to be that risk involved.
Huh.
Like you can't be afraid to love because you're afraid to hurt. is going to happen. Something is going to happen in a relationship that you're going to be like, I shouldn't have done that, or you shouldn't have said that, or whatever the case is. But real love, true love, helps you, motivates you, and y'all get over it, and y'all recover from it, and y'all do X, Y, and Z with whatever obstacle that is coming your way. Because I mean, what is one of the definitions of God's love? It holds no record of
No
wrong.
record of wrong.
But here I am being apprehensive because I've had people in my life who held those records. They kept the receipts. I bought this thing 7 years ago. Look at you remember this one?
Yeah.
You remember this receipt? This. Oh, hold on. You remember this receipt from 3 years ago? You remember? And so it can be scary. It can be a little fear, apprehension of committing to a relationship because you don't know how the other person is going to react.
Right.
And that's for me. It's like, oh, like, you know what, Lord? Like I've had this conversation months ago with God where I was like, you know what, Lord? I was like, it's better that I'm just single for the rest of my life. Let me just be single for the rest of my life. That way, nobody will get hurt.
Yeah, and some people would say, just change your ways. You don't have to be like that. But it's like, yeah, I tried that last time. I was doing the best that I could. I was intentionally giving 100% of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up.
Right.
But it's like when everything looks right and you still screw it up, sometimes you lose trust in your ability not to screw it up again. And I mean, all signs point to people are telling you, man, you're a good man. You're a good guy. You're a great woman. You're a good catch. But it's like, yeah, but I thought I was last time too. And then I did that I betrayed old girl. I betrayed my man. It was me. And you're like you said, man, that apprehensiveness, if you're not careful, it's really a drawback. It's really it's a symptom of like that backsliding thing. It's like if you're not careful, an apprehensive person can back themselves into a corner, back themselves into a closet, lock themselves into a comfort zone again, and just stay there. And even though you know you're a great person, you don't even want to take the chance of messing something up again because you didn't have the intent to do it the first time.
Man.
But that shaking of your confidence, it exists. It thrives in that apprehensive state or that place of apprehension.
That's so good.
And then the doubt, man.
Whew. Whew. Woo,
Once the apprehension is like the butler that opens the door to doubt. Apprehension is the doorman. It gives them the right of way. It doesn't matter if it's a windy day, the doorman is there opening the door. Rain, sleet, or snow, the door is opening. Always welcomed. And when apprehension is at the door, doubt comes and goes freely. You can be apprehensive about applying for a promotion. And sometimes your timidness and all that stuff that shows up in your state of apprehension. Mm-hmm. Not given, you're trying to get this position that's that's a step above where you're at, but you're not even giving 100% of what you gave to get there. Because the apprehension is causing you to give 70 to 50% of yourself. And they're like, man, I was so confident in this promotion. All of a sudden now they acting scared and timid and calling me 24/7, got thousands of questions. Man, they used to have initiative and all this other stuff and drive, and felt like I had to catch up with them that's why I wanted to get promoted. But now, I don't know. He didn't impress Jim. I had lunch with the GM after this. Or I had lunch with the boss after this, and man, he just wasn't impressed. I don't know. Maybe he was sick or something. I don't know. But when that doubt starts festering, it usually shows up the closer you get to the deadline. Sometimes it's easy to not fight doubt, not deal with doubt when it's far away. Oh yeah, we're gonna get married in 2 years. We just got engaged. You know what I'm saying? We set the wedding for a year away. We got plenty of time. As soon as you get closer and closer to the date, all of a sudden everybody's like, there is a hint of doubt in this situation. The doubt is just thriving. What's going on?
Man.
Because even though you took a year to show the doubt, that apprehension was there the whole time, man. Bombarding your mind with doubts that come from what? What is doubt? Doubt. What is doubt? I was going to answer it. I just
give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, give us that. I was getting ready to give you answer like I got the end all be all answer, but I got an answer.
Doubt is the inclination not to believe or accept a claim.
Inclined to not believe.
A uncertainty of belief.
Man.
Or opinion that often interferes with decision making. That's good stuff.
It interferes. It runs interference. It's got a job. That's what most people don't think. They fight doubt and everything, but they fight it as if it's a part of their own personality. Like they got dual personalities, and one of my personalities is mean and confident, and my other personality is over there like, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna happen. I don't think so. I don't know. But we own doubt as if it is us. And it's like, how can you fight yourself? When God is telling you you look in the mirror and you like, oh, I got to fight you, doubt. But when you look at God, he's like, oh, I love you, my child. Maybe it's just in your mind that the doubt is within you. If it runs interference, then where is the doubt? First of all, you got to separate yourself from the doubt and understand that it's coming from the outside in. It ain't in you.
Come on, sir.
You wasn't called to die. You by faith are ye saved. You know what I mean? It's hope that's keeping you alive. The hope of glory that's keeping you going. So where is doubt coming from if it ain't in you? It's running interference. Its job is to interfere with your how about to say with your ability to be firm. Its job is to combat that. It's just like offense and defense. It just has a role. The role will never change. If your hope shows up on the field, doubt shows up to try to run interference, to try to throw you off his track. What happens on the football field when I have a teammate that's running interference for me, Ulysses? If it's your job to run interference, what are you doing?
Blocking.
You're in the way of what might stop me. So when the devil is shooting and fighting and attacking and coming from every direction, it feels like doubt shows up on the field to interfere, to block whatever you could use to fight the attack that's coming. The enemy's trying to get the victory, trying to destroy your marriage, trying to destroy your relationship, trying to destroy your hope, trying to destroy your possibility of, seeing this wedding through. And if you don't want to get up the road and stop in your tracks, stop and turn around and go the other direction, which is what cold feet results in, then there's some things that you need to do. You need to stop being so apprehensive. You need to be bold in the will of God. You need to be bold in having your mind made up that God can get you there. Forget about if you can get you there. Like you said, Ulysses, some situations make you give up on hope in yourself. But do you still believe he can get you there? That's the question, man. Sometimes we spend a lot of times self-improving ourselves, believing in ourselves, and we don't believe in what God is saying. We believe that if we can't get to the right mentor, read the right book, get in the right environment, but it's like, are you really dependent on him? And maybe that's why you got cold feet.
That's a very, very, very good point. You know, operating out of your own strength, operating out of your own will, operating out of what you feel like is the right thing to do because of you want to protect yourself at the end of the day. So you're willing to do whatever is not you really you're willing to control your environment. You're willing to control
Mm,
who's allowed in, who's allowed out. You're willing to control even pushing people away who have good intentions towards you for the sake of the familiarity, for the sake of I feel safe.
mm,
And that's all that matters. And it's like what happens when if I'm trusting in God with my pain, with my apprehension, with my fear. And I'm like, God, you exposed this in my heart. You revealed this because it is obvious that you're trying to work something.
mm,
You are you have something already in your hand. You show me what you want to take out and what you want to put in. And what if I'm able to trust God with all of this stuff, then imagine the possibilities. Imagine how fear will turn into freedom.
mm.
Let me say that again for the people in the back. How God will take that fear and turn it into freedom so you can move about the country, as Southwest Airlines will say. So you can move freely, knowing that every move you make, God has already prepared it. That if it's not God's will, the Spirit will come in and the Spirit will intervene and the Spirit will redirect your path. And so it's like if I have that type of trust in God, then the idea of being apprehensive, the idea of having this anxiety or fear that something bad will happen, that and then you add doubt to that
Yeah. Right.
fear or anxiety, which creates the perfect storm,
Facts.
creates that perfect storm. But trusting in God, not saying that you won't feel it, right? Not saying they won't try to come back, but your faith in God, your trust in God is so strong.
Mm,
It is so strong because God has showed himself time and time again. He has shown himself real. He has shown himself powerful. He has proven himself that everything that he allows is by design. Everything that he's bringing to the table is for us to learn and to benefit from and to grow from. So when it comes to having cold feet in relationships, whether it be romantic, professional, otherwise, my thing that I want to leave with you guys is, do you trust God? Do I trust God? As the man in the Bible said, Lord, I believe, but man, help me, Jesus. Help my unbelief, Lord. Ah,
mm.
ooh, ooh, Jesus, help my unbelief. Because this was definitely a tough conversation to have for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel like cold feet is ahead of me. I feel like this is a good conversation because you know, me personally, As we've been pushing forward with the podcast, man, we've been in so many different arenas and avenues, and it's not just about the fact that we was there and we was fake and we acted like a preacher. You acted like a soldier. You acted like a husband. You acted like a. It's not none of that. It's doing the best that you can, hoping for the greatest outcome, getting older and accepting the fact that you can't get everything right in your past.
Mm.
But as long as you're still living, you still have a chance to get things right in your future. But you won't get them right by defining what's right the way you used to. You can't get back to old standards. The Bible says that when the enemy comes in like a flood, God will lift up a standard against him. So at the end of the day, if God can bring up a new standard in a moment of distress, a moment of attack, a moment where everything is trying to shake you on every side, really got you wondering, uh, people around you saying that you're not acting the same way you normally do. You're not, something's off. They can't put their finger on it, but you don't seem like your normal self. You seem apprehensive. Um, the motivation, the drive that you used to have, and how you used to just go after certain things. You would even take the chance of losing because you still had that get up and go in you. Maybe it didn't turn out the way you wanted to before, and now you got these doubts about how to turn out going forward. God is the answer. Hope in Him is the answer. We don't have a book. Well, I ain't gonna say that. There might be one on the shelf. It might be 2 or 3 by the time we get done, but who knows? But what I'll say is there's no steps that a man can in order for you to see peace, success, and joy in your life with God. Only He can. So
Right.
trust in His word, trust in His stability. If He's steadfast, unmovable, always abounding, if He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, then sometimes all you got to do is catch hold of Him. Because when you can't be firm, God always is, eternally and forever. He fellowships in a righteous manner with us. And because of that fellowship, um, you are welcome. He's listening. He ain't left you. He ain't so disappointed in you. He don't think that you're just an idiot that's gonna get into another bad situation, that you're gonna let your guard down and it's gonna happen all over. He don't believe that about you. You believe that about you. Doubt is standing there trying to get you to believe that. Where does doubt stand between the enemy? If it's interference, then that means it's at the halfway mark. It's hoping that it can wear you down and distract you so that when the real enemy shows up, you'll be too tired to fight. Stay
Man.
strong. Keep your mind strong. Stay firm.
Stay firm. So
Mm.
listen, y'all, we appreciate your time tonight. We know this is
Yes.
a random, but it's definitely a conversation that we believe that needed to be had pertaining to the apprehension and the cold feet of moving on, moving forward in life. Whatever it is that you feel like is holding you back. What is that apprehension?
Mm.
What is that cold feet in your life? Trust God with it. Do not allow doubt and fear and anxiety keep you from everything that God is promising you. And the reason
Mm.
why God is even allowing this conversation to be had is because He's trying to get to you that what you're about to walk into is about to be yours. And He's now exposing and revealing those things that need to be talked about so we can address it, move forward, and enjoy the life that He has promised. So, with that being said, you guys,
Woo!
we know it's Sunday night again, but tune back again Saturday night here, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook at the Firm 365 24/7 and the Instagram at 365 24/7 and on YouTube at the Firm 365. And don't forget our new addition to the social media family, TikTok, also at the Firm 365. So,
yes, sir.
but listen, we love you guys. We know it's time for y'all to go night. It's past some of y'all's bedtime. Get ready for the work week. So we're gonna let y'all go. But Flavius, last word before we let the people go.
I got my baby back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all. I'm good. I've been having sleepless nights, had reviews. Everybody's got things that they got to do. I'm just trying to be a good steward. Hope that you are too. God said, be faithful over little. He'll make you ruler over much. Sometimes that much isn't what people think it should look like. It's what God intended you to have. I don't want to win. That's what I said the other day. I just want to win what's for me. Whatever God wants, whatever he's going to be the happiest when I cross that finish line. That's the race that I'm trying to get in. I don't care about what the cool kids is into. I want the race that's going to make the Father just explode with love. You know what I mean? Other than that, let them floodgates out. Stop being so tough on people because you're so afraid they're going to hurt you. You don't be a mean person and somehow say that you love everybody.
Don't be a jerk.
You ain't convincing nobody.
Jerk.
You're not convincing nobody being a jerk for Jesus. But anyways, love y'all, man. Hope y'all had a great Sunday. It was a pleasure to be here, be a part of you guys' Sundays, whatever service that you might have went to. I hope you got something from it. Ultimately, you got to carry God just like Amanda is in the middle of the sea. You got to take him wherever the Lord takes you. Every now and then, a congregation ain't going to be there with you. But just remember, in the end, we're going to be in that great congregation of saints in the clouds. That's what we hope for anyways.
Yes, Jesus.
We out of here. I ain't got nothing else to say, brother. Adios. I don't believe in luck, but best of luck with your cold feet. No. What up, world? It's the Firm.
Welcome to the Firm. Mature audiences only. What are we talking about? What does that really mean?
You heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? We trying to keep people of faith out.
Dropping them bars, y'all. So make sure you subscribe and follow the page. What y'all waiting on?
We want to see what you got to say while we're live.
From politics.
We got some BBLs in the church.
To relationships. Y'all ain't ready for this conversation. Join us 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube at The Firm 365 24/7. You don't want to miss it. Maybe, bro, if I have apprehension about these pizzas and these donuts, maybe I might.
Nah, man, nah. That's not the same thing.
Oh.
Nah.
Oh.
Cold feet is only in stuff that don't pertain to food. You know
Oh. Love y'all.